Good morning, students. I am Komal Sejwani from Amarchand Singhvi International School. Priorly, we had already discussed the last chapter, that is Chemistry in Everyday Life. In this video, I am going to begin with a new chapter, that is Chapter 15 of Class 12th Chemistry, Polymers. The topic to be discussed in this video is Introduction and Classification of Polymers. The word polymer is coined from two Greek words. Poly means many and mer means unit or part. So polymers can be defined as compounds of high molecular mass formed by combination of large number of small molecules. As polymers are very large molecules, these are also called as macromolecules. The small molecules which constitute the repeating structural units in a polymer are called monomer units and are linked to each other by covalent bonds. The process of formation of polymers from respective monomers is known as polymerization. Let's talk about formation of polythene and nylon 6,6. Polythene has the monomer ethene. So ethene on polymerization breaks the double bond present between two carbon atoms, and many such repeating units will form the polythene polymer. Similarly, nylon 6,6 is a polymer which is formed from two different monomers. One is hexamethylene diamine and the another one is adipic acid. Let us talk about classification of polymers based on source. On the basis of source, polymers are classified into three categories: natural, semi-synthetic and synthetic. Natural polymers are the polymers found in plants and animals. Examples are proteins, cellulose, starch, some resins and rubber. Semi-synthetic polymers are those which are obtained from natural polymers. Cellulose derivatives such as cellulose acetate, which is commonly called rayon, and cellulose nitrate are the usual examples of this category. Synthetic polymers are the polymers which are man-made. They are used in day-to-day life and in industries. Synthetic polymers are plastics, synthetic fibers like nylon 6,6 and synthetic rubbers like Buna S. Let us now come to the classification based on structure. On the basis of structure, polymers are divided into three subgroups: linear, branched chain and cross-linked or network polymers. Linear polymers are the polymers which consist of long and straight chains. They have high densities, high melting point and high tensile strength. Examples are high density polythene, HDP, polyvinyl chloride, PVC, etc. Branched chain polymers are the polymers which contain linear chains having some branches. Due to their irregular packed structure, they have low tensile strength, low densities and low melting points. Examples are low density polythene and glycogen. Cross-linked or network polymers are usually formed from bifunctional and trifunctional monomers, and they contain strong covalent bonds between various linear polymer chains. So they are hard and rigid. Examples are bakelite, melamine, etc. Let's now come to a different classification. On the basis of mode of polymerization, polymers are divided into two subgroups: addition polymers and condensation polymers. Addition polymers. These are formed by the repeated addition of monomers possessing double or triple bonds. So, in this case, the monomers are unsaturated compounds and common derivatives of alkenes. Addition polymers have the same empirical formula as their monomers. Molecular formula differs, but empirical formula remains the same. Addition polymers are again classified into two types: homopolymers and copolymers. Homopolymers are the addition polymers formed by polymerization of single kind of monomeric species. The process by which homopolymers are formed is called homopolymerization. Polythene and polypropylene are examples of homopolymers. Polythene is a polymer made up of the monomer ethene. So there is single monomer in polythene. Similarly, polypropylene is a polymer made up again of a single monomer, that is propylene, which is also known as propene. Look at the two structures here. Ethylene produces polyethylene, which is also known as polythene, and propene undergoes polymerization to form polypropylene. Let's come to copolymers. The polymers made by addition polymerization of two different kinds of monomers are known as copolymers. So, copolymers may have two or more than two different monomers, but homopolymers have just one monomer. The process by which copolymers are formed is called copolymerization. Buna-N and Buna-S are examples of copolymers. Look here. 1,3-butadiene and styrene combine together to form Buna-S. Similarly, 1,3-butadiene and acrylonitrile combine together to form Buna-N. Let's now talk about condensation polymers. These polymers are formed by repeated condensation or series of condensation reactions between two different bifunctional or trifunctional monomeric units. These reactions result in loss of small molecules, usually water, alcohol, hydrogen chloride or ammonia, and that is why we call them as condensation polymers. Nylon 6,6, terylene, which is also known as Dacron, nylon 6 are all examples of condensation polymers. Hexamethylene diamine and adipic acid both undergo polymerization to form nylon 6,6 polymer. Let's now come to a different classification. Classification based on molecular forces. Applications of polymers in different fields depend on their unique mechanical properties like elasticity, tensile strength, toughness, etc. All these properties are governed by intermolecular forces like van der Waals forces and hydrogen bonds present in the polymer. These forces also bind the polymer chains. On the basis of magnitude of intermolecular forces present in them, polymers are divided into 4 groups: elastomers, fibers, thermoplastic polymers, and thermosetting polymers. Let's discuss elastomers. These are rubber-like solids with elastic properties. In these elastomeric polymers, the polymer chains are held together by the weakest intermolecular forces. These weak binding forces permit the polymer to be stretched. A few crosslinks are introduced in between the chains, which help the polymer to regain its original position after the force is released, as in vulcanized rubber. Examples of elastomers are Buna S, Buna N, neoprene, etc. Let's come to fibers. Fibers are the thread-forming solids which possess high tensile strength and high modulus. These characteristics can be attributed to the presence of strong intermolecular forces like hydrogen bonding. These strong forces also lead to close packing of chains and thus impart crystalline nature. Examples of fibers are polyamides like nylon 6,6 and polyesters like terylene. Let's discuss thermoplastic polymers. These are the linear or slightly branched long chain molecules capable of repeatedly softening on heating and hardening on cooling. So when they are heated, they become soft, and when they are cooled, they become hard. These polymers possess intermolecular forces of attractions which are intermediate between elastomers and fibers. Common examples are polythene, polystyrene, polyvinyls, etc. Now the last category is of thermosetting polymers. These polymers are cross-linked or heavily branched molecules which upon heating undergo extensive cross-linking in molds and become infusible. So they cannot be reused once they get set. Common examples are bakelite, urea formaldehyde resins, etc. I want you all to work out the differences between thermoplastic and thermosetting polymers on your own. That's all I had to be discussed in this video. Thank you.